Just wave to the window and tell them we're ready. 7:30. Welcome to the Oakland Mayor and Council meeting, October 30th, 2019. Roll call.
Mayor Schwager.
Here.
Councilman Bialy.
Here.
Councilman Knapp.
Here.
Councilman Kamala.
Here.
Councilman Levy.
Here.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Here.
Councilman Talamini.
Here.
And before we begin tonight, I ask everyone to please look at your cell phones. Frank, please make sure it's on vibrate. And also, I do request that you refrain from texting because it's disruptive, discourteous, and could be construed as a violation of the Open Public Meetings Act. We'll stand to salute to the flag, and then there'll be a moment of silence. And I just want to announce that this past week, we lost some very dedicated Oakland residents, Connie Monks, Peter Pfeiffer, and just 2 days ago, we lost Don Senna, who was a big representative for the anti-Pilgrim pipeline, big advocate for us. And so when you do stand for the moment of silence, just remember these people in your prayers. So please stand and salute to the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Thank you. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, duly announced, advertised, and posted in the municipal building. And my mayor's message for tonight is as follows. In case you are interested in Medicare, open enrollment is until December 7, 2019, so please plan accordingly. Changes can be made until January 1st to 2020. And if you have questions, you can go to the website, and the website is www.medicare.gov. And if you have any questions about Medicare, I would suggest you do that. Some announcements for the forthcoming week. Saturday, November 2nd is called Touch a Truck. And it's in the municipal lot, sponsored by Public Events, is that correct?
Yes.
Sponsored by Public Events. There'll be fire trucks, police trucks, I think ambulances, and various trucks that the children can climb up on the trucks and touch the trucks and meet our personnel that are in law enforcement and all our emergency services. It's very exciting, and it's very important for the children to see it. That's from 12 noon to 2 p.m. on Saturday. On Sunday, November 10th, there is an annual health fair. We are very fortunate. We have the Oakland Rehab Center at 20 Breakneck Road, and they are very community-minded. And they have different activities for our community, and they run an annual health fair. So their annual health fair this year, actually it's the 5th, is on the 5th, on Sunday, November 10th, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And what they'll do, if you go to their the rehab center, there'll be on-site blood draw, blood pressure taken, flu shots by Walgreens personnel. That's only from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. But if you're going to go for an on-site blood draw, you must fast for 8 hours. Then on Saturday, November 30th, is Toys for Tots. Is that also Public Events?
Yes.
And the Chamber of Commerce,
Yes.
Community of Commerce. That will be on Saturday, November 30th. Nope, that's not correct. Yes, it is November
This is.
30th. Saturday, November 30th. And it's at the station, 393 Ramapo Valley Road, which is next to the Enterprise lot. And that's from 12 p.m. to 12:50 p.m. when the train stops. Then on Saturday, November 30th, at Ponds Reformed Church, there's the LGBTQ and Allies Friendsgiving. That's at the Ponds Church from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And Sunday, December 8th, is the annual Christmas tree and menorah lighting, which is very exciting at Veterans Park. There are 2 contests being run by the town. The first one, I was asked to read it. If you would like to showcase your Oakland-based business to the entire community, consider purchasing an ad to be displayed in the new 2020 Borough Calendar. The calendar will feature recycling and garbage information, meeting dates and times, and other important information. Excuse me. If interested, please download the application on the website, the Oakland website. Artwork must be emailed in PDF format to ASSISTADMIN, that's Assistant Administrator, at oakland-nj.org by November 27th, or you can call Borough Hall 201-337-8111, extension 2026, and talk to Michael. And then the second contest, which I'm sure Councilman Levy will expand upon later on in his report, is the Shade Tree Commission, I can't even say it, Shade Tree Commission logo contest. And they're having a contest for a logo, and the deadline is on January 31st, 2020. So those are the two contests being run by the town. And with that, I'll entertain a motion. Oh, no, we're not going to open to the public yet?
So moved.
We're not opening to the public yet. We're going to do the promotions first, which is exciting. So I will ask Councilman Knapp we have 3 resolutions.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the proudest thing I can do as a councilman. It's like third or fourth time I've done it since I've been in the council, so but bear with me, I'm just getting over a cold.
Stay away from me.
Resolution 19-292, authorized promotion to Captain Timothy Keenan. Whereas the Borough of Oakland has a vacant captain's position due to a recent promotion, and whereas Lieutenant Keenan has qualified for promotion per the rules and regulations of the New Jersey Civil Service Commission. Whereas the Borough Administrator, Public Safety Committee, and the Police Chief have recommended Lieutenant Keenan be promoted to fill the open captain's position. And whereas the council believes it is in the best interest of the department and the community to promote Lieutenant Keenan. Now therefore be it resolved by the governing body of the Borough of Oakland that Lieutenant Timothy Keenan be promoted to the rank of captain effective October 31st, 2019. Be it further resolved that Captain Keenan's compensation shall be $150,215 pursuant to the PBA collective bargaining agreement. So moved.
There a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Happily, yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Want to do all 3 right away, or do each one separate?
No, let's do all 3 of these and then bring them down.
Okay.
to separate. Okay, Resolution 19-293, authorized promotion to Lieutenant Michael O'Neill. Whereas the Borough of Oakland has a vacant lieutenant's position, because we just promoted Tim, due to a recent promotion, and whereas Sergeant Mike O'Neill has qualified for the promotion per the rules and regulations of the New Jersey Civil Service Commission, and whereas the Borough of Oakland Borough Administrator, Public Safety Committee, and Police Chief have recommended Sergeant O'Neill be promoted to fill the open lieutenant's position. And whereas the council believes it is in the best interest of the department and the community to promote Sergeant O'Neill. Now therefore be it resolved by the governing body of the Borough of Oakland that Sergeant O'Neill be promoted to the rank of lieutenant effective October 31st, 2019. And be it further resolved that Lieutenant O'Neill's compensation shall be $141,770 pursuant to the PBA collective bargaining agreement. So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Absolutely, yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Okay.
This is
Resolution 19-294, authorized promotion to Sergeant Mark Piercy. Whereas the Borough of Oakland has a vacant sergeant's position due to a recent promotion, and whereas Detective Mark Piercy has qualified for promotion per the rules and regulations of the New Jersey Civil Service Commission, and whereas the Borough Administrator, Public Safety Committee, and Police Chief have recommended that Detective Piercy be promoted to fill the open sergeant's position, and whereas the council believes it is in the best interest of the department and the community to promote Detective Piercy. Now therefore be it resolved by the governing body and the Borough of Oakland that Detective Piercy be promoted to the rank of sergeant effective October 31st, 2019. And be it further resolved that Sergeant Piercy's compensation shall be $130,073 pursuant to the PBA collective bargaining agreement. So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Net.
Yes.
Councilman Kamali.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Guess we'll do the captain first. It's very heavy. Do you want to hold it? Hold it?
I didn't say congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So you ready? You sure? Good. Okay. I do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance to the same,
and the governments
and the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties,
perform all the duties
and you can say the office of,
the office of police captain,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Congratulations to you. But you have to sign this now, make it official. Now it's official.
Is it the same color?
I know. Yes, we're blending together. You gonna hold the Bible? You ready? Ready? You sure? Okay. We just got you. I
I, Michael O'Neill,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and the governments
and the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of,
of the office of Police Lieutenant
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Oh, you thought that would happen? No, no.
Not even close.
I would have said yes. Come on.
Short, especially with them.
No, how come like that?
No, I know, next to him, you're very short.
I'm very short? No, she's short. No, you're
Short next to him.
I'm short? But you have to sign. To make it official. Oh, everybody brought their own pens. Right here, your name.
Who's this guy?
You're ready. Now we're. Mom, here, which one here? Yeah. Okay. Your wife's good? She needs your picture. Come this way. She needs your photo. It's your mom. Thank you.
So are we, Mark.
You ready? You gave me strict instructions what to say, what not to say. Okay, you ready? You okay? You're gonna hold on. All right. You wanna come in here?
Good.
You're good? I
I, Mark Piercy,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith, allegiance to the same,
and the governments
and the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of,
perform all the duties of police sergeant
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me
I did
God.
that right? You have your own pen also? No. Sign your name and-
Thank you.
Do they want to say anything? Would you like to say anything?
Speech, Mark, speech.
With the three new officers, you're welcome to speak.
didn't really say what they were going to do.
We have a captain now, lieutenant, and sergeant. If you would like to say something. This is your time, no? Well, then with that, I continue, but you're welcome to stay. Or you could leave. We will take a little time out.
She always offers.
That was nice. Mike. Good to see you again. So I guess there aren't all these rec parents that were gonna come.
Your priorities. Five, sir.
Look at this, everybody wanted to stay, right?
What color is it again? How'd that happen? Mark. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's on.
Thank you. All right, Sarge. Congratulations. You earned
Oh,
it.
we have to call you sergeant now.
I am not calling him sergeant. Just.
Well, he's not used to being, he's not ranked. He never had rank.
I didn't recognize Mike's wife. She's going to be a blonde. She used to be black. My hair was black. I didn't recognize her.
Yeah.
Okay.
His sword carries
I'll entertain a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Does anyone wish to speak?
Do you want me to be quiet?
No. Only when you're up at the podium, then you could speak.
Sorry.
Anytime. You have to give your name and address.
I'm Andrea Levy, Tobacco, 780 Ramapo Valley Road in Oakland. And, is that good? Okay.
Was that your name and address?
As far as I know today, yes.
Then you're good.
Awesome. All right, so I am actually here on behalf of Flow Follies, which is a 501c3 that serves Indian Hills and Ramapo. We raise scholarship money for the past, this will be the 34th year, and we do that by bringing together the communities of Oakland, Wyckoff, and Franklin Lakes, parents, community members, and really anybody who would like to participate in a show that we produce. It's an original, we'll call it a musical comedy for all intents and purposes, and we have sign-ups coming up. And I'm here to invite everybody to come sign up November 16th, which is a Saturday. It will be at Ramapo High School by the auditorium, and it will run from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. In addition to the parents and community members that are welcome to be involved, we also invite children from kindergarten to 8th grade to participate in our children's choir, which is also part of the show and actually has become a show favorite. They love to see the little kids up there dancing. So that is why I'm here today, and I want to encourage everybody to come and sign up and help us raise lots of scholarship dollars. Just so you know, last 34 years, almost $800,000 that we have raised and distributed to to graduating seniors of Indian Hills and Ramapo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good.
All right.
You're next.
Yes, I guess so. First of all, hello, everybody.
We missed you.
Thank you, I missed yous, but when I had good intentions of coming, I forgot, to be honest. Good or bad, that's it.
But in spite of that, you still have to give your name and address. I'm sorry.
Oh, Frank Monaco, 60 Thackeray, Oakland. I only came tonight because a little more than 6 weeks ago, an old timer in Oakland that I knew for so many years passed away. And his family gave me pictures. He was very good friends with Frank Leone.
Oh,
So, Frank had ran for council many years ago, along with this other fellow, Bill Vertle. I got pictures of him with the governor and other people throughout the state. So I didn't know, maybe they had some kind of a museum or something, they wanted to hang him up, or whatever. So I figured I'd drop this off, and you could do whatever you want with it, right?
I'm going to take them with pride.
Yeah.
We
So
will have a museum in the future.
Excuse me?
We will have a
Yes.
museum in the future.
With the Stream House.
Right, for sure.
Right.
You know, I threw out a lot of pictures because I wasn't sure who they were.
Yeah.
You know, back then, no, I was born then.
Thank you, these are lovely. And I
Anyway,
want you to know, these are in black and white. And now, fancy, you know, when you go to weddings and everything, if they go back to black and white pictures, they make it very formal to make it black and white. This is unbelievable.
I think that's Governor,
Hughes?
Some are listed with some names.
yes, Governor Ma.
We'll pass it around, the
Mine?
borough will find out who they are, and we'll label the
But anyway,
back. We'll label the back of it, thank you so much.
anyway, I think maybe to get some good use out of it. Oh, and another thing about the property, I don't see this before Thanksgiving. I wish everybody up here a happy Thanksgiving.
And to you.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
Anybody else? If not, I'll entertain, close.
Motion closed?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of minutes, September 25th, 2019. Everybody read the minutes?
So moved. Yep.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Abstain.
There was an emergency meeting on October 4th, 2019. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Abstain.
There was an
Councilman
executive...
Talamini.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, you're here. No, you're right.
Executive meeting on September 25th, 2019. If there's going to be any discussion, it must be done in an executive session. There are motions to
So
approve.
moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Abstain.
We have some special announcements. The first one is the raffle license RL1374 for the Parents Athletic Committee of Indian Hills High School, located 97 Yorpo Avenue, for a raffle on December 20th, 2019, from 5 to 7 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Raffle license 1375 for the PTO Valley Middle School on December 7th, and it will be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. All proceeds to go to the Valley Middle School PTO.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Raffle license 1376 PTO Valley Middle School on December 7th for 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Miscellaneous baskets. All proceeds will go to Valley Middle
So
School.
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Raffle license 1377, this is the PTA from the Midland Park Elementary School. It will be held on November 16th. It's a license, it's a raffle for 50% of the cash proceeds, and it will be, what does it say where it's going to be?
And Holiday Bowl.
At Holiday Bowl.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We have a request for the Environmental Commission. There's a vacancy, and I had asked our council liaison, Councilman Pignatelli, and he said it's fine. The vacancy, should we go for the 3 years unexpired, or should we go for the 2 years expires in 12, 20?
Whatever you prefer.
Well, why don't we start with,
Two.
we'll move the alternate 2 up to
The 3.
to David Blank's position. He had to resign. So we're going to move Jeffrey, yeah, you pronounce it.
Warner.
Have to get the.
I apologize to you, Smirchinsky, 90 Skyline Drive. So you're now no longer an alternate, you're going to be moving up into David Blank's position. And there's 2 vacancies on the alternate, and so Dylan Warner, I will ask that Dylan Warner be put into the first alternate. And is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Now we have resolutions. I'll read them off. We can do it as a consent agenda unless anybody wants any pulled out. All these resolutions have been previously discussed and were noted. Resolution 19267, authorize agreement with the Elks for styrofoam recycling. They will place 2 recycling bins for styrofoam and plastic film on their property located at 33 Ramapo Valley Road, and it will be a license agreement to maintain the recycling bins. 19288 is the authorizing the refunds of water overpayment in the amount of $265 to Zainab Abdullah at 5 Valley Forge Road. 19289 is authorize a refund of recreation fees, $77 to Akika Brown for girls soccer, but then there was another attachment for Dan Mason. Dan Mason at 34 Winding Ridge for $77.
All right, we're just gonna have to do that with the next one.
So that's gonna have to be separate. Do you have this?
Yeah, sure to put in there. No, you know what, that might have come after I was.
Oh, when you were away. Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
you got it. Okay.
So, Mason, you will get it next time. 19290. Authorize agreement to conduct electronic tax sale, and it's in the best interest of the public to utilize an electronic tax sale, and it will result in greater pool of potential lien buyers, and the 2019 online tax sale at a rate of $15 per listing will not exceed $5,800. 19291, as you know, we have to submit,
Review.
what do we have to do? We have to put out RFQs.
Solicit.
Solicit RF, thank you. Good think of the word. Thank you.
Arbitrate.
That's a joke because it happened during exec. But we have to solicit RFQs for professional services, borough attorney, labor attorney, borough auditor, bond counsel, borough engineer, prosecutor, defender, planning board attorney, board of adjustment attorney, borough risk manager, borough planner, water and sewer engineer, planning board planner, board of adjustment engineer, and board of adjustment planner. And so we have to vote on a resolution to solicit proposals.
Mayor, what committee would be looking at those? Would it be administration? Admin? Okay.
Yeah. Resolution 19295, authorize amended accrued time payout for Karen Dubowick. As you know, she was in the health department, and she has accumulated personal compensatory time in the amount of $17,434.78. 19296 is authorize a donation to the First Aid Squad. They're forming a rescue task force to work alongside and under the direction of the Oakland Police Department, and they're requesting financial assistance in the amount of $6,500 in order to purchase ballistic gear for the members of the rescue task force. 19297, hiring public works laborer, C. Christopher Huff, effective November 4th, 2019, at an annual salary of $37,103. 19298, hiring of Stephen Ferrara in the DPW as a laborer as of November 4th, 2019, at an annual salary of $37,103. 19299, authorize seasonal snow plow employees to help us with the snow plowing, and it will be $31 per hour. Brian Morris Road, Joseph Fahey, Michael D'Amato, Jason Hamaker, Jeffrey Pereira, Nicholas Marquezo, and Zachary Surgeon. 19301. Oh, what happened to 19300?
Clerk typist.
Clerk typist.
Not enough.
It's not in here, in my packet. Clerk typist,
It's in the,
Mariella Castro to be appointed as a full-time clerk 1 at an annual salary of $39,000 effective November 4th, 2019, to fill the vacant positions provided by the administrative support to the tax assessor's office and as the planning and zoning board secretary. Thank you. 301, appoint registrar of vital statistics, and that is as of October 1st, 2019. Sandra Steele has received her certification as of October 11th, and she will get an additional $5,000 annually. 19302, authorized agreement, bloodborne pathogens program, and this will be at a set fee of $20 per employee, hepatitis B vaccinations at a cost of $67 per vaccine, and $201 per series effective January 20 to December 31st, 2021. 19303 is to authorize the borough through the Oakland Police Department to participate in the Defense Logistics Agency Law Enforcement Support Office 1033 program to enable the Oakland Police Department to request and acquire excess Department of Defense equipment. 19304 is to authorize refund of the senior center trip refund to Roy Lucas at 49 Winding Ridge, and you will get a refund of $86. 19305 is to authorize a grant submittal to the Sustainable Jersey Gardner Environmental Fund Agency Efficiency Upgrades, and it's for Oakland to save dollars, assure clean land, air and water improving work, and apply for the aforementioned grant. 306 is to authorize Agnoli Engineering emergency headwell repair on Andrew Avenue. Proposal is dated October 24th, 2019. Amount not to exceed $5,800. Broken down preparation of general permit by certification, $2,800. NJDEP fee, $1,000. Construction management, $2,000. Are there any wish to pull out? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Knapp?
yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pinkatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
Ordinances, introduction, 19 Code 794, emergency generator use. This was brought up by, thank you, Councilman Talamini, about people using their generators. And this will allow people to use the generator for testing, periodic testing, and during power outages. And the amount of penalty, if it's not used properly, $50. Is there a motion to introduce?
So moved.
Second? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Knapp?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pinkatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
Final hearing,
November 13th.
November 13th. So if anybody wishes to read about this ordinance or come and discuss it with us, the final hearing on this ordinance will be on November 13th. 19 Code 797, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 10, Building and Housing Code of the Borough of Oakland by the addition of Section 10-9, rehabilitation of abandoned property. This goes with, this is a very detailed ordinance. I hope everybody will read about it. It's the maintaining of abandoned properties in Oakland. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Knapp?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Pinkatelli?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
And 796, why am I missing something?
That was on the day, yes.
Oh, that was on the day of? Okay. Ordinance 796, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 2, Administration of the Code of the Borough of Oakland to add a new Section 2-5A, outside employment of off-duty officers. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pinicelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Final hearing.
November 13th.
Now we have final adoption. Again, this was introduced, it was discussed. This is 19 Bond 793, amend bond ordinance Alaman Brook. The motion's open to
So
the
moved.
public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone wish to speak on this?
Motion to
If not,
close.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve ordinance 19 Bond 793 to appropriate an additional sum of $145,000 for the remediation of stream bank erosion at Alaman Brook?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Roll call, sorry, roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pinicelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
I think he was here for the
Yes.
police. Ordinance 19 Bond 795. This is an ordinance providing supplemental appropriation of $73,218 for an ordinance originally 16748, Ben Allen House improvements in and by for the borough, and providing that such sum so appropriated be raised from the capital improvement funds of the general capital funds of the borough. This is for all that work that's happening at the Ben Allen House.
So
Is there a
moved.
motion?
Second.
No, a motion to open.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody wish to speak?
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now a motion for 19 Bond 795,
So
capital
moved.
Ben Allen House.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pinicelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Work session items, Councilman. Are you doing shade tree or is,
Which, the,
under work session?
Actually, I think Brian, because you worked on some of the language.
What I did is I provided a memo, Mayor, for the shade tree. There was a draft for, and it's actually not the shade tree, it's the tree removal ordinance. And that memo was provided on October 23rd.
Yes.
And I had some concerns as to what should be removed, what should be added, and certain language amendments.
That is being done. If it hasn't been gotten to you yet, it will be.
And that's the highlighted?
Right. Well, I did it, what was highlighted was what the revisions were, and I prepared the memo and circulated that on October 23rd. My concern was to bring the entire ordinance up to current statute and regulation for consistency. There were some references that no longer exist, so that was my suggestion, if that's being worked on.
That's being worked on
Okay.
verbatim to your instructions. I
so-
think we had to take like the word escrow out because
Wait a minute, everybody stop. Why is there an echo?
Because, I don't know,
Feedback.
no.
It's just feedback.
I know we had to take the language about the escrow out because there is no more escrow. Is that correct, Rich?
There will not be, no.
And the-
It'll be moved on budget for next year.
The general purpose of the revision is just to make the shade tree ordinance more commensurate with some of the other towns around, so that we are working closer to a net zero difference when somebody takes down trees. Right now, we're kind of working at a deficit, so we keep losing ground. So the revision in the ordinance is going to let us keep pace with what gets cleared, so that we maintain our canopy and whatnot.
So then we have to
When-
just amend the ordinance.
Correct.
Yep.
When you talk too loud, you get feedback.
I just heard you getting feedback.
Yeah, see, you get feedback.
So, this goes on the next agenda. Everybody, any questions?
No, it's got to be given to Brian
Once
first.
I get it. It may be, but, you know, we
Okay.
could list it as a placeholder. If we have the information, we'll put it on.
Placeholder.
Peter, if you're out there, please send it to Brian.
Okay, New Jersey Transit Enhanced Mobility of Seniors Grant Operating Expenses of Transportation.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. So earlier this year, a couple months ago, the Senior Center Director undertook a survey of the transportation needs of our senior population. And he basically, out of that survey, came some recommendations to expand the level of service, both in terms of the quantity of what we offer and also the type of service that we offer, specifically to add more medical trips if there's an unmet need there. So right now, New Jersey Transit has a grant. The grant deadline is 11/15. That would help, potentially, if we were awarded the money, would help fund that expansion in service. It's an operating grant. You see, most of the grants that we apply for are for, equipment and supplies. It's very rare these days to find, operating grants out there. So we wanted to try and take advantage of this as a way to expand our level of service to the senior community. So it's a little over $10,000 for the expansion, and it doubles the number of, it would help us double the number of weekly hours from an average of 6 to 12.
Excellent.
4 hours a day, 3 days a week, and also to be able to add medical trips, to the service that we offer. So with your concurrence, we'll prepare a resolution for the next meeting so we can get that grant submitted by the deadline.
Beautiful.
Anybody have any problems with this?
No, excellent,
I
excellent.
just want to let you know, Mayor, in my report on the seniors, you're going to hear something special.
Well, oh, good.
That will be happening pretty soon
Excellent.
with transportation.
Just the grant, is it a one-time amount, or is this something that's going to be?
It is an annual grant program, so it is something that if we are successful, we can apply each and every year to try and secure.
Great. Burgess.
Okay. You have in your packet a proposal from Burgess Associates to amend the land use element of the master plan, specifically as it pertains to the Route 202 corridor in the downtown.
Central business.
The central business district. The purpose is really to examine, as they put it in their proposal, the sustainable development potential of the area and outline improvements to the physical and aesthetic amenities in the downtown. So streetscape items,
Right.
for example.
Which would tie back to Great Oak Park, by the way.
And
Right.
also.
And potentially to the Bush Plaza area. And it will also look at, since this is backed 100% from a Highlands grant that we currently have, it will also examine the potential for becoming a Highlands redevelopment area. So we'll be planning done there to study and identify and prioritize potential areas appropriate for redevelopment. And so the process would be, once they're done with the draft, that would be handed over to the planning board for their discussion, and also to involve community stakeholders, the business community, and other interested groups for their feedback as well. And then we would go through the normal, master plan element adoption process.
And as you're aware, on the planning board, Councilman Levy, myself, are you on the committee?
Yes, Tom is on.
Tom Connolly's on the committee. We have a downtown planning committee with Steve Lyden from Burgess Associates. So this is all together. In fact, we have an application this month
Yes.
where the Burger King property has an
Correct.
application pending where the Burger King will be knocked down, and their application is coming before us
Right.
at the planning board, which is why everything is very quiet there right now.
For what use, though?
But,
For what use?
well, it's a pending application.
Oh, so we don't know the
We'll find
use.
We can't discuss it ahead of time
Oh,
because you
okay.
have
Oh.
to hear you could come to the planning board meeting.
I will, thank you.
November 14th.
Great.
No,
You're not coming. Come on. I've never
I?
seen him at a planning board meeting.
Well, let me consult my calendar first.
You have an ambulance call in, right?
We're having a November 14th planning board meeting. Before the meeting, actually, it's a very busy night. I mean, we might as well just add that. I think we have a water and sewer meeting with the residents of the Geronimo, Massasoit area. Is that confirmed?
In the Skyview area.
I'm on
The
duty that day.
Skyview about the decaying sewage treatment plant. Then from there, we have a
Touche.
planning meeting from the planning board, the subcommittee, to talk about the downtown. Then the application of the so-called Burger King property.
I'm on
It's a
duty.
very busy
I'm on
night.
duty that night, so I'm.
Oh, you can't come.
I can't come. First aid.
And then,
I would love to be there.
and actually, Mayor, part of, if I might, part of the planning
Please.
board discussion with the downtown, I'm sorry, part of the discussion for the downtown with the planning board downtown subcommittee is we've actually asked Steve Lyden to come up with two concepts, one with sewers.
Yes.
One without sewers until we know which way to go. And also to come up with a relatively as green a concept as possible that we might be able to expand past our central business district to possibly help with our sewer issues, to try and get them.
Correct.
So,
It's a lot happening on November 14th at the planning board meeting.
And Pat will be
maybe
there.
Pat Pignatelli will be able to come.
No, he's on duty.
I'm on duty at the
Oh,
first base
sorry.
squad. I'm
He won't be there. Next.
Well, you can go, if you get called out, it's fine.
Okay, relocate capital funding, police department.
Okay, yeah, very briefly, if you recall, we had allocated some capital funding for some portable cameras for the police department. They were ultimately able to secure that purchase at much less of a cost than originally anticipated. And they've asked that that money be reallocated to a separate project related to their security camera system and the server replacement. And if we can get that funding online by the end of the year, it actually helps us avoid an annual maintenance fee that we're paying now that's coming up for renewal. So there's just a little bit of urgency to doing that.
I have a question.
Yes.
We allocated money to redo the cells. Has that been completed?
That is in the final planning and scoping phase.
Oh, so it hasn't even started yet?
No, but I know the department has had discussions with an architect for that, so I would expect probably in the not-too-distant future to have a final kind of concept plan done and probably a proposal from the architect coming.
So it's in the 2019 capital program, but that might not be done until, it's not going to be done until 2020, probably.
Likely.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, any new business?
Yes, Mayor.
Oh,
We recently, I think this is either our second or third accident on 287 coming down the hill.
Yes.
If you look, if you go on Route 23, if you take the exit off 287 through Route 23,
Right.
there's a very steep decline there.
Yes.
They have a flashing sign up there. I think mostly it's for trucks to shift to a lower gear or something, whatever it says.
I designed that.
Pardon?
I designed that, by the way.
Okay, well then
That's
you...
how old I am.
Well, then you can design one for our 287 too. I think that would be a good idea. We've had a lot of accidents over there. It is a dangerous hill. It seems like it's, Bob, true, it happens right in the same place all the time, right?
we took a tour with the state.
This one was a little further back, but in the same general area.
We took a tour with Bob Orth, our assemblyman. Was Cardinal? Cardinal was there. We had representatives from the state DOT.
But no one proposed this flashing yellow sign like they have on Route 23. And I think it's important for truckers who don't use that area all the time to know that that is a dangerous hill and curve. And maybe we could get, I don't know, John, who would we ask, the state DOT for that? Or?
They were with us on this bus tour.
They were.
We had a very long bus tour.
So we
Up
can't-
and down 287.
So I would like the council to approve, moving forward, to ask, a letter go to them to do the same thing on 287.
A good idea. Do we need it as a resolution or just a letter? You think a resolution would be
A
more?
resolution.
A resolution would be, have more
So
effect?
can we prepare one for the next
Please.
meeting if
Brian.
everybody is in agreement?
Good idea.
Absolutely. Brian, let me know for language.
Yeah, you can get me the
English.
language to
Sure.
describe the signage.
Oh, so you designed it?
I was part of the team.
Oh. Well, next time I see it, I'll say, oh, John Yekimick designed this.
And John does excellent
I tell it to
work.
my kids all the time, they don't care.
We'll let you sign it. But anyway, I think that would be a good idea. I think it would be very helpful.
I came in today.
It's about your grants for open space,
Yeah.
but that's not the,
I don't know which it is.
the Green Acres project?
Well, there isn't one specific project. We're planning incentive communities, so that was from the latest planning incentive application. So it's just the latest allotment, and we'll be able to use that for a variety of projects that we've
Very good.
identified.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
anything-
Thank you for
anything from
pointing it out.
supplementing our parts of the flood buyouts to other potential acquisitions.
Excellent, thank you. Any other new business? Old business?
Yes, Mayor, I happen
Oh.
to have some old business too.
Oh, old business, jump right in.
Two things. John, could you give us an update on the...
Which John?
Yukemic.
Okay.
Can you give us an update on the traffic study that we asked about?
I am putting the
A month ago?
touches on the proposal right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, okay.
As we're talking. It'll be ready for the November 12th work session.
13th.
13th, excuse me.
Because the 14th is a Thursday planning board.
We're proposing to, I could talk to it, some details if you wish. What we're proposing is doing traffic counts at 8 intersections along 202 from Franklin Avenue all the way to Oak Street. We're looking at a cost of approximately $8,000 to $9,000. We're going to have a drone fly over when we identify the peak hour, and that drone will be able for us to see exactly what's going on during that hour with all of these intersections. And then we will give this results to Gary Ascalese, former Bergen County engineer who works in our office, and he will present his findings, I guess, to the Public Safety Committee, which is the one that really authorized.
Right, yeah.
I was told by Tom Connolly, then we told Richard Kunz that the county may come in with some money for this. They do some traffic studies.
He's shaking his head.
No.
That's a hum and a hum and a hum.
No, but he did mention to Richard
Yes,
Kunz, who has to
yes.
contact the
Yeah.
county to see if we could
Yeah,
get
and I-
any kind of
and I-
supplemental funding.
I did speak with John about that, and I think he had a conversation with Gary, and I don't know if you want to talk on
Yeah,
that. 'cause
I
think
can
you
talk to
guys did
that.
take a look at that.
At the end of the day, the county may do some counts, but it will not be enough data for us to fully understand what is
Right,
happening in the
right.
corridor.
But it will offset some of the cost.
It may.
May,
Oh,
but
may.
you may get it 9 months from now,
Oh.
whenever they have time.
Got
yeah.
it.
So
Okay.
it's a function of time.
Right.
And if you're willing to wait that long,
No,
then.
Yeah.
no, we're not willing
Yeah,
to wait.
the importance of the traffic study is, if and when the county repaves 202, Ramapo Valley Road, next year, we need the data on how is traffic flowing through the town, so that we might be able to improve the flow by striping certain lanes left and right or straight, or, we might even have to increase time, if we can, on some of the lights, so that maybe there's a longer time for north-south traffic or whatever. It's extremely important. The $8,000 or $9,000, it could answer our question on how to improve traffic.
Absolutely. We've been waiting for this,
Yes.
and he has been working on it through the Boswell office.
Okay, I just don't want us to forget about it.
No, we didn't forget
It's
about it.
extreme-
John's been working on
It's
it.
extremely important.
John's been working on your second item?
And yes,
Well, question. John, is the traffic study, how many days do they do that study? It's not just a one-day thing, right?
It will be a one-day. We will ask the Oakland PD, from their experience, what is a good day to do this 12-hour count?
All right.
To keep the costs down. It'll start at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it'll go all the way to 6 p.m. in the evening, and it'll occur at all the intersections.
But you have to do when school's open,
Yes,
yes.
and you have to do when it's not a holiday, when
Yes.
schools are open,
yes.
and, okay.
We have to
The
find the
busiest
perfect
time.
day.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
The busiest time. Worst case.
Yes.
Okay.
My other item is,
Look at that, he wrote on his board.
yes, to remind me. The other item is, I believe at the last council meeting, I suggested that possibly we make a recommendation or ask the planning board or zoning board about additional uses in the industrial zone. If you recall, remember, Fair Lawn allowed children recreation and some other items to be allowed in the industrial zone. And the reason for that is, many times we have a tax appeal because they can't lease or rent the building. If we allow additional uses, maybe we would avoid these tax appeals.
So, if I might, Mayor, so with the planning board, with Steve, actually with Burgess, we are talking about doing some mixed-use things in certain parts of town.
So you did bring it up?
Yes.
So it's been, the conversation's
Yes.
been started, yes.
Oh,
We have
great.
the subcommittee
Great.
working with Burgess.
I just don't want to forget about it. 'cause
No,
I
we
think
don't
it's
forget.
No, I just think it's
You have it on
important.
your laptop, we have it on paper.
Yeah,
And
well,
I
look,
read over
no,
his
but
shoulder.
seriously, about the traffic study, I asked
It's
2 years.
important.
I asked 2 years ago for it
Well,
to be
he's
done.
been working
No,
on
I'm
it,
just
he
saying,
said.
I'm just saying, you said we don't forget about it, but I did ask 2 years ago, and.
You didn't forget about it, John, you've been working on it.
Yes.
I would have had it ready this evening, but I was told the agenda was closed.
Oh,
You should be
okay.
highlighting it.
All right. Any other old business?
I don't know, Brian, if you were the one, or somebody was gonna write the letter to the,
I
about the bollards.
prepared a draft, I'm having it reviewed in my office.
Okay, I'm not letting go of
He's
that.
working on that too.
gotta stand up.
See? We don't
Only a
forget.
week, not 2 years.
No, we don't forget.
I'm like.
Any other old business? With that, we'll start with committee reports, because you have a lot to talk about, Councilman Talmany. Public events?
Okay, council reports. I'll start with the school. Just remember, schools are closed on Election Day, November 5th, and on 7th, and on the 7th and 8th for Teachers Convention. And just watch out, Halloween tomorrow. It's going to be rainy. It's going to be, but the kids will be excited. Just pay attention. They'll have their costumes on, and they might not see you. So just be careful with that. Public events, again with Halloween. Unfortunately, I was unable to attend the event, but from what I understand, it was a terrific success, and of course, it was because it was done by the public events in town, and they do nothing but wonderful things, the public events. They're really a great committee, and again, let me just ask, we always need volunteers for the public events, so if you have the time, please sign up to be a member of the public events. The mayor mentioned Touch a Truck at the library on the 30th of November from 12 to 2. Oh, no, that's on November 2nd, I'm sorry. On November 2nd is Touch a Truck from 12 to 2 at the library. On the 30th is Toys for Tots. On December 8th is the Christmas tree and menorah lighting. That's always fun, great event. It starts at in Veterans Plaza and ends up at Valley Middle School, where they have some entertainment and some refreshments. And then don't forget, we're going to have the holiday lights judging. That'll be on the 18th of December. And you just have you pay a fee to be judged, and last year's winner can't win this year. So that's that. And then just, again, to everyone, happy Halloween. I hope you like my tie. And too bad it's going to rain tomorrow. But
No, I heard the radio say that it's going to stop raining towards the time that the trick-or-treaters are usually out.
all right, so
That's what I heard on the radio.
I hope we're good that way.
Okay.
Thank you.
Councilman?
Thank you, Mayor. For OCC Communications Commission, we're still looking for volunteers. There's a junior commission slot that's going to be open for 2020. For information, go to occ@oakland-nj.org. Also, the next newsletter is going out November 1st. And our next meeting for the OCC is November 4th, 7:30 p.m., Council Chambers. For my rec report, there was a rec meeting last Monday. Everybody just needs to be aware of the basketball and wrestling signups. Basketball signups end on November 1st, and wrestling signups end November 30th. If you don't get it done before the deadline, there's a $30 late fee. Should also be pointed out that the wrestling numbers are way up this year, so the wrestling commissioner and the wrestling program is really working out really well. Update on the hockey rink: the board should be in either this week or next week, from what we're hearing from the engineering company. So we are certainly going to have that rink ready and operational before the 30th for the beginning of the season. And what else? Oh, there's also a special announcement. There's a young man got hurt here in Oakland. And it's called the Fall Festival for Antonio. It's Saturday, November 2nd, 2 to 6 p.m. It's really a block party. It's going to be held at 116 Chickasaw Drive in Oakland. It's $25 per person or $100 max per family. There's going to be fun for all ages. There's going to be DJ, face painting, games of chance, live auction, food and beverage, and a costume contest. And 100% of proceeds for this event will assist the family with their medical expenses of the young man that got hurt. Apparently got hurt playing soccer up in Indian Hills, and he had some severe internal injuries, and this is just a way to raise money for the family. So once again, it's Saturday, November 2nd, 2 to 6 p.m.
Did you mention that the checks may be payable to the Fathers Club?
It's going to the Fathers Club, that's correct. For advance tickets, please send checks to the Oakland Fathers Club, P.O. Box 17, Oakland, New Jersey, or email OFC, that's Oakland Fathers Club, at oaklandofc.org. So please, everybody, they really are looking for a good turnout for that day to really help this family out. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
I have a question for Councilman. On the OCC, I was wondering, I just flipped on a channel, on our Channel 45 on FiOS. And I look at the resolution that we have on TV. And it's like I remember watching Junior Frolics about 60 years ago on Channel 11.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
Steve would know. And the resolution
Do you
on
know
the
what he's talking
TV
about?
for our station is
Excuse
really
me,
not good.
Pat and I do not know what you're talking about.
Who's that?
Pat Picatelli and I do not know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Pat's fibbing.
So to
Anyway.
answer your question, so right now, our TV studio is still in standard definition, which is before HD, okay?
Right.
So Verizon Fios has the capability to transmit in HD. We don't have that capability now, but the OCC is looking to budget equipment moving into next year to do
Do we
that.
have to change these?
We have to change out all the cameras and the equipment, so it's a big expense that they're working on right now, budget-wise.
Okay.
For Cablevision, I do not believe they support HD at this time, so it's still going to remain in standard definition for the public access channel for Cablevision.
Okay.
Okay?
As long as we're moving forward.
Yeah.
We're not sticking in this Junior Frolics location.
Now, they're working on it.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much.
Eric?
Yes.
For the monthly newsletter, not November's, maybe December's, can we get the schedule, I guess maybe it's the ordinances, actually a detailed of when to put cans to the curb, garbage cans, your recycles, your yard waste and all that, the times, because, you know, I when I have the opportunity to go for a walk, it's like, there's always cans out on the street, and it just makes the town look sloppy, and I believe the ordinance is 6 PM the previous night that you're supposed to put them out. But I know a lot of people do yard work on the weekends, and the yard work pickup is Tuesday, yet Monday, those cans are at the curb next to the garbage cans.
So what we can do, Councilman Knapp, is we can talk to the editor, perhaps she can do a feature piece on garbage and the ordinance that's
I
behind it.
just don't think a lot of people know,
Yeah.
so it just would be good to educate them.
Excellent.
And the other thing also is, could probably put into the borough calendar that's currently being published as well. So with all the information.
Good.
Thank you.
Councilman?
Yes, thank you,
Seniors.
Mayor. Senior report, the weekly Monday movie schedule continues every Monday at 1:30 PM, and the movie on November 4th will be the 2019 movie, A Dog's Journey, and the movie on November 18th will be Breakthrough. A flyer with the weekly movie schedule can be picked up at the Senior Center. Is also available on the borough website. And here's the exciting new thing about transportation at the Senior Center. The Senior Center will be running a shopping trip on November 7th to select stores on Route 23. Shoppers will have their choice of Target, Walmart, or Joan Fabric. Bus leaves the Senior Center at 11 a.m. Anyone interested in attending must sign up with Ariel. So Ariel did send out a survey to the seniors to find out if they would like to have more participation with transportation, not only within town, but outside town. So we're moving in that direction, and we have this Operation Grant coming through. We'll be able to do a lot more trips come next year, I believe. Line dancing will continue in November with our volunteer instructor, Edith. These classes will be held on Fridays, November the 1st, 15th, and the 22nd at 2 p.m. There is no pre-registration, as this is a drop-in class. The Senior Center will be hosting a second day of Alzheimer's screenings as a continuation from the September program. Appointments will be pre-scheduled, and those interested must pre-register with Ariel at the Senior Center. The Men's Club will have a special program on November the 19th at 1 p.m. The cooking class, and the men will be making chicken pot pies. The Senior Center will be hosting a presentation on the history of World War I from the view of a British officer on November 13th at 1:30. The presenter is a historian and reenactor and will be dressed in period attire. Representative from Assemblywoman Holly Shapiza's office will be visiting on November 19th and will be hosting an information table relevant to seniors beginning at 11 a.m. There has been a trip scheduled to visit High Society Tea House in Wayne on November 21st for high tea. You can sign up at the Senior Center, and the cost is $30 per person. The bus will be available for transportation for those who need it on a first-come, first-come basis. Lastly, registration is open for the winter trip to Wind Creek Casino in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania on December 17th. So that's a great trip, to get to a casino and a nice trip out to Pennsylvania. DPW report. The Water Department employees have finished their annual fire hydrant flushing program. All 568 borough-owned fire hydrants have been flushed, pressure tested, and inspected during this process. As a result of this year's inspection program, 16 hydrants were found to be at the end of their useful life, and they were completely replaced. Also, an additional 19 hydrants required minor repairs or adjustments. All replacement and adjustments were performed in-house by our own water department employees. The residents of Spear Street may notice increased activity at our water storage facility during the next 2 weeks. Electrical contractors, along with our water department employees, will be on site upgrading the water storage tanks, electrical service, and equipment. It is important to know that this will not affect water quality or traffic on Spear Street, nor will it disrupt water service in any way. Any questions regarding the electrical upgrade should be directed to Anthony Marcuselli, Superintendent of Department of Public Works, at 201-337-8103, extension 3003. Lastly, in anticipation of the upcoming winter season, Public Works employees recently serviced and tested each piece of snow removal and ice control owned by the borough. During this process, the brine making and dispensing equipment was also tested, and reports show that both are fully functional. Our salt storage building is at full capacity as the DPW eagerly awaits this year's first snow event, each to his own on that, I say. Anthony, Rich, John Yukimic, and myself met with the representatives of Rockland Electric to discuss the LED upgrade program that we have been using for the last 4 years. We found out that the original design for Oakland was actually created by the town. That was probably back in the 50s, if not earlier. Obviously, the town has grown and changed in the last 60 years, and the street lighting system has remained the same. Trees have grown. We've inquired about adding additional LED upgrades over and above the 2% allotment that we are now qualified for. We have an inventory of 777 streetlights, but we're told that they were limited to what the tariff rules allow for the Rockland Electric in the state of New Jersey. The rules in New York differ from those in New Jersey and apply to regions rather than municipalities. So some municipalities in New York don't use theirs, others in that region can use theirs. However, we did find that we could add new fixtures where there are none, and we could call for replacement fixtures where existing fixtures don't live up to the standard of what is expected from a streetlight. Some of the plastic lenses on the streetlights turn opaque from age and don't allow the actual light to shine through the lens, resulting in poorly lit streets. In that case, we are given the opportunity to call for a new lamp replacement at no charge or add a street light where none currently exist. So our Superintendent of Public Works is currently accepting suggestions from our residents where they feel a new LED street light or a replacement fixture would improve pedestrian and traffic safety. All recommendations will be reviewed and discussed with our police department and members of the Public Works Committee until a final list is approved before year's end. Residents are asked to email their street light suggestions to Superintendent Anthony Marcuselli at dpw@oakland-nj.org. Also, I called Anthony, and Anthony called over to the police department. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but we're talking about streetlights. We have an identical problem to what happened about 3 years ago on 287 ramp coming north into Oakland, and that is from the wall or the sound barrier on 287 all the way up to Rampo Valley Road. There's about 17 or 18 streetlights that actually light up the entrance ramp. Out of the 17, 13 are not working. I mean, if there's not a safety problem, I don't know what is. It's dark actually along the outside barrier of the slow lane of 287. So we called, and I understand now, we used to have a rep that we used to call, and she responded quickly, but now we send it over to the police department. They call the DOT for an inspection, and it seems to me that, from an electrical point of view, for that many lights to be out, it might be a supply issue. Maybe there's breakers out, but for 13 out of 7 to be gone, it's just unusual. Also, Public Safety Committee, I'm going to ask you and the police department to discuss moving and it's been brought up at the council meeting here several times, and I've spoken about it. At the end of Franklin Avenue, coming into Arapahoe Valley Road, the left turn. I counted the other day, there was nobody in the left lane, and there were 17 cars with one blocking Arapahoe Valley Road trying to go south on Arapahoe Valley.
Well, that's what, look that way to John.
So, my question is, can't we put a sign up at the end of the road facing Franklin that says, please use both lanes?
But John, if.
And I know the issue comes up, what if I want to go to the cleaners? Well, you can't go into the fast lane.
No,
Also, if you want to go on 287, you got to stay in the right-hand lane. Or if you want to go straight on Arapahoe Valley Road, you got to be in the
Well,
right-hand
you
lane.
could meld in. What they're doing now, they're taking 15 places where they could queue and eliminating them, and they're causing traffic to queue up on, blocking traffic coming northbound.
I understand that, I've seen that.
And they have to start using both lanes. And when you see one completely empty and one filled all the way back to the,
But isn't that left lane so that people can
Yes.
make a left on Yapo?
Yapo.
Yes.
no, not there.
No.
But
I
then
mean,
they have to
you
move
stay-
over.
You meld over. There's a way of you're moving
If
traffic.
people let you in, if people let you in.
Yeah, Bob?
Thanks. So, I believe those signs were looked into. John, maybe you could back this. And they were determined that there would be more confusion than they would make progress.
What it's doing now is,
Everyone, I've been talking to the police chief and to Patrolman Rowan about this particular problem, and we think we could tweak some of the suggestions that have been made here this evening to utilize that left lane more effectively. It's an extremely long left turn lane for Yapo Avenue.
Yeah.
And people get, I'm going to call lane anxious. They know they're going straight on 202 and they want to get into that right lane as quickly as possible. But to John's point, there is adequate distance on that left lane to allow people to meld into that lane. And one of the things we could do is do a little mark with little white dashes.
Right.
To guide people in that left lane, and then put up a shield that says I-287, right lane, telling the people on Franklin Avenue that if you are going to 287, you go in the right lane. But if you're proceeding straight on 202 or Yorpa, we would really like you to go into the left lane and then try to meld over. And then we would do that on a trial basis. If it doesn't work, then we go back to square one.
I also asked a while ago, coming from Yapo, going north, people don't know to stay in the left-hand lane to get on 287. They go in the right-hand lane and then cut over into that traffic.
Underneath the bridge.
Yeah. I had asked to either paint 287, 287 on the road, or put a sign up on the overpass, this lane for 287, because the crossing guard brought that to my attention, that what people do is they go past the entrance of the northbound entrance to the southbound entrance, make a left-hand turn and come up over the sidewalk and go up.
I think, we'll do
The crossing guard brought that
we'll
up.
do the traffic study. These are all great suggestions. These are all very simple, but we need more signage, and it doesn't cost a lot of money to do, an efficient redesign of the whole corridor.
Thank you.
Since we're talking about signage, a resident brought this to my attention this past week. When you come out of the Walgreens parking lot, if you're coming on West Oakland Ave, okay, especially out-of-towners, they want to come out and they want to make the left, so now they're stopping all the traffic from coming down. And they made a very simple suggestion. They said, hey, why can't you just have, for the out-of-towners that are coming off the highway, in the Walgreens parking lot and the Starbucks, shoot the traffic out to West Oakland Ave and say 208 North and 287 North and shoot it right to the right instead of them coming all the way around.
We'll take a look at that.
Right, and also, if you're going to do that, also send them all the way down south, coming the other way, to get that traffic flow off of 202 downtown.
We'll take all good suggestions,
Yeah.
we'll take a look at it, and all simple suggestions, so.
Thank you. Councilman?
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
Oh, I'm sorry, were you finished?
Boy, you want me to give more?
Councilman?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just have a couple of items. Rabies clinic is going to be Saturday, November 2nd, from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Recreation Shed. I believe everybody knows where that is. And for the green team, they have to temporarily suspend the collection of disposable razors at ShopRite until they are able to get a larger box because the response has been overwhelming. Also, I know the senior citizen flu shot program has passed, but I encourage all senior citizens. Last year, 80,000 people died in the United States from flu because they did not have their flu shot. And don't forget, infants and children have also died from getting the flu. You know, their immune system is not as strong as ours. So I suggest parents talk to your pediatrician about vaccinating your children, your babies. I believe it's 6 months and older, but ask your pediatrician for advice. But senior citizens, get your flu shot. Normally 30,000 people die every year. Last year, 80,000 people died. So it's extremely important, get your flu shot. That's it, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you.
I got one, it gave me the damn flu.
No,
Yes, he was sick.
it's an attenuated flu. It's a dead virus flu.
It's a,
Councilman?
I had a fever.
You probably had it before you got the flu shot.
Councilman?
Flood Commission. Flood Commission, I'm sorry. We are encouraging everybody that lives along the project area from the Army Corps Flood Control Project, which is basically from the Ramapo, from the railroad tracks going over the Ramapo River down to the Oakland-Pompton border. Get your flood certificates amended or get new flood elevation certificates because the base flood elevations have changed. Then the further downriver you are, the more severe that change is. With our flood insurance rates still going up, it's more important. There's houses that may have been what are called negatively rated that may now actually be positively rated. Down on the extreme bottom part of the project, the base flood elevation changed a little bit over 2 feet in the positive for us. So if you had a house that was at an elevation of 205, your house was considered negatively rated. Your house is actually now would be now positively rated. So it's important to do it. It's, you know, flood elevation certificates are about $550. You have to call an engineering firm. They come down. You have to let them in the house. They have to see where your first floor elevations is, your lowest living floor, and they give you an elevation certificate. We're going to be at some point requiring those anyway on major anything that requires a permit, a building permit, because we need to have flood elevation certificates as part of our CRS program. And then speaking of CRS, we did reapply for our CRS recertification, which was accepted. Currently, residents are receiving about a 15% discount on their flood insurance. The downside is that this year, the National Flood Insurance Program also saw fit to put a 15% surcharge on your flood insurance. So you got 15 off, then they put 15 back on. So we will be going for another point or two to try and get a little bit more. But again, getting your house, getting a new flood elevation certificate, getting your house hopefully positively rated or at least not so negatively rated is going to help your flood insurance. And we're also looking for a member, and the Flood Commission meets the second Monday of the month at 7:30 at Borough Hall Conference Room. As we've discussed, the Shade Tree Commission is redoing a rework in the tree removal ordinance. Say that 3 times fast. We'll go over that, I guess, at the next meeting once it's been approved and gone over by Brian. And yes, there is a Shade Tree logo contest. The Shade Tree Commission has been sending out some flyers and some mailers to people. It's open to anybody. There's a small prize for the person who wins. The Shade Tree Committee will be going through all of the all of the entrants. They'll come up with the 3 or 4 that they like best and present those to the governing body for a blind winner to be picked.
How does one submit an entry?
Excuse me?
How does one submit an entry? Child?
Website.
I think it's on the, you know what, it's on the flyer. I forgot the email address, but Peter Teacott.
You
sends
go
it out.
to OSTC.
Thank you, that's it.
That's OST, as in Thomas, C, as in cat, at, that doesn't make any sense, at shadetree@oakland-nj.org? That's what the flyer says.
I would just direct people to our website in general for right now.
Go to the website.
It should be there.
I don't even know.
All right, planning board?
Planning board's going to be meeting on Thursday, the 14th. We do have a busy schedule. We will also be discussing our downtown redevelopment at 6 o'clock. So pre-planning board will have the planning board, the downtown redevelopment subcommittee. That is held right here in these hallowed chambers. For some reason, they make me sit over there on that. I don't know why. And capital projects, we are about 75% completed with the emergency repairs to Alleman Brook. Obviously, we had, well, maybe you don't know, we did have a little mishap with an unknown water main. And I got to tell you something, just for whatever it's worth. I was there most of the morning watching our DPW fix this broken water main. I was amazed. Jason is a beast. That guy was manhandling a big jackhammer almost the entire time. Him and John. It was just mind-blowing to watch. I just kept telling Anthony how impressed I was watching them do it. But it's all fixed. We're going to do a survey of that pipe so that people in the future know where that pipe is, what the elevation of it is. And we're going to incorporate, since that pipe is now part of our wall design, we're going to be incorporating an easy way to work on that pipe in the future should anybody ever have to, so nobody has to take the wall apart. We will be commencing the work on the head wall up at Andrew Avenue. If the weather's a little iffy this week now, but so probably next week. So that head wall will be repaired, which serves as a very large drainage area. So it's to be a very good thing to get that done. And we are waiting for a contractor, I guess, to give us a final submission for the sidewalk by Great Oak Park. Our initial plan at this point is we're going to do a temporary 5-year repair of that sidewalk, during which time we will be designing a sidewalk to go on the other side, on the ShopRite side of the street, and that will have to be part and parcel with a traffic light over by the Doty Road Route 202 intersection, and that's about a 2-year project. And Mr. Connolly has agreed to have the county pay for the traffic light. So, no, I believe you did. You said the county pays for traffic lights.
I let the assistant county engineer know about our plan. So we'll see what happens.
I think that's...
And the grant on the northern end of sidewalks.
Oh, well, that we've already started. So that's, as Mr. Bialy's been working on the sidewalks on the northern side of town, and we actually have we have a lot of those grants in place. So we commissioned at the last council meeting. We've resolved so that Boswell Engineering can do the surveys. The surveys were done earlier this week.
Right.
John?
Surveys are ongoing. I would say they're about 80% complete, 80 to 90% complete. They should be completed within the next week.
They're working hard.
The surveys will be done shortly, and we'll be able to commence phase 1, which would be from Arrowhead up to Saratoga, Rich?
The Thunderbird.
Thunderbird.
Phase 1 is the Thunderbird.
Up to Thunderbird.
And go back to planning board.
What now?
I just want everybody to know, if they're interested in that parcel that is known as the Burger King, they should come to the planning board meeting. We meet at 7 o'clock, right here in council chambers, and it is on November 14th. This application was supposed to have come before us almost 2
Like-
months ago.
Right, but somebody
And it's been
couldn't make it.
delayed and delayed, so now they will be presenting, if you're very interested in that property, come to the planning board on November 14th.
And actually, just, we'll also, on the November 14th meeting, we will be discussing the Smith Pond properties. That did get pushed back because their lawyer couldn't make the October meeting. And I know when they were going to be before us the last time, some residents had expressed interest in showing up, so they will
Yes.
be at this meeting.
Thank you.
Question? Question?
Yes.
With the water main break that took place, is the contractor liable for the repairs that happened down there?
I don't know. That's a good question. The
That's a
water
legal
main-
question.
The water main wasn't known to anybody.
It's a legal question.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the status
think
of
we
a
should talk
mark
about
out
that,
or the
don't we?
status of the communication. It is something we're just gonna have to look into a little bit more before I can give you a definitive answer.
There was a mark out called for, but unfortunately, that pipe is transite.
Should we really talk about it?
So where the pipe is underneath the ground, it was transite, it didn't show up on when they did the Scopy thing. What happens is when that pipe
He's talking
goes
about liability.
under the river or under the brook, that's when it turns into metal, and then apparently when it comes back out, it turns back into transite.
No, I saw it. I was just curious if they were liable for that, or we just haven't made that determination yet. Okay.
Haven't made that determination.
Okay, very good.
All right. Councilman,
Okay.
still there?
Yeah, I'll try to go quick. Fire Department September monthly report, 26 calls for service, 283 hours. Year-to-date, 311 events, 278 of them actual calls. The balance of that were standbys and training. Total amount of hours as of the end of September donated to the borough, 8,301. First aid squad, September, 50 calls for 96 hours. Year-to-date, 626 calls, 661 total events, which includes the calls, trainings, and standbys, for a total of 11,710 hours. Thank you, Pat. Police Department, they, for the month of September, motor vehicle stops, 395. Traffic enforcement details were 12, and radar details were 29. So between the three of those, they were able to issue 487 summonses. And I don't want anybody to think that we're here to hammer everybody, but it's all about safety. And if people are not driving the way they should be, they're going to be summoned, and these guys are doing a good job at it. They did 59 school checks, which is they walk through the schools and at unannounced times and days, so nobody knows when they're coming, so there's no pattern there. They responded to 49 burglar alarms, 34 motor vehicle crashes. Last thing from the police, and I guess myself also, is everybody obviously knows tomorrow's Halloween, so everybody be careful of kids on the street, costumes maybe not being so reflective, and it being dark out and the weather's supposed to be iffy, so just be careful, watch all the kids, pets, and whoever else might be walking around. Great Oak Park, John, any news on the engineering of the parking or the band shell?
We have, as I reported at the last meeting, we have a legal issue with regard to ownership of the road.
Oh, that's right.
And we have set up a meeting, Rich Coons, myself, and Brian Jakaski are meeting within the next week or?
I think next week, right?
November 5th.
What, are you gonna meet in your office, Brian, and just look out the window?
You're working.
Yes, actually.
The idea.
That's right, that's the idea.
All right, last thing I have, Ryan asked me to read about this for the dog park. Super 50/50 raffle, grand prize up to $10,000. Tickets are on sale for $100 each. The tickets will be capped at $200, so the grand prize has the opportunity to go up to $10,000 to the winner. Drawing to be held at Borough Hall on December 2nd, 2019 at 7 p.m. You do not need to be present in order to win. To purchase tickets, cash only, stop at Pet Supply Plus in the Copper Tree Mall, or Remax
Hope they have it.
at 383 Ramapo Valley Road, or you could download a form from the website to pay by check and order tickets by mail. The website is www.dogpark4, oaklandnj.org, www.dogpark4oaklandnj.org. Last day to purchase tickets in person is November 30th, 2019. Mail orders can be received no later than November 25th, 2019.
That's it?
That's it. Thank you.
All right, speaking of Halloween and tomorrow night, so everybody, I did a reverse 911 call, even though it's going to possibly rain, we don't know, we never know. They could predict all the weather they want, and sometimes it changes, but starting at 4 o'clock, Yale, Harvard, Siena, and Columbia, is that correct, will be closed off? Did I get those 4 streets right in the college area?
Yeah, I think so.
You can go on Rutgers, and you could go on Princeton. There'll only be one, I should have brought the notes. One side of Rutgers is parking, and one side of Princeton. But the following streets will be closed to traffic. Yale, Harvard, Columbia, it's Columbia and Siena?
Siena, Columbia.
But if you live on those streets, there's going to be barricades. If you live on the streets, you will have access into and out of your house. The police assured me that. So God forbid there's an emergency, you could get in and out of your house, even though those roads will be closed to through traffic. And with that, I'll entertain it.
Mayor, may I interject one item? I just want to bring something up. We bring it up at the end of every year. And that is, I think Bob had it last year, and I'll bring it up this year. We always spoke about taking pictures of the mayor and council, but I look up here, in front of us, we have 20 photos of past mayors. Now, the last one we have up there, the last mayor, Mayor Kendall.
Right.
He was mayor 20 years ago.
Was 20 years already?
It's 99 was his last year.
Oh, my goodness.
And we just stopped. I mean, this is our legacy, this is our history. I think there should be a continuation of the pictures, and I noticed we ran out of panels to put the pictures up.
But we wanted also to do the entire council. When Pete Kenzel was the mayor, he's taking pictures. Councilman Levy's taking pictures.
There you go. We're good.
No, when Pete Kenzel was mayor, he insisted we do the entire council, which is what it should be each year, because the council changes, that we should do the mayor and council.
Yeah, I know I said I would take care of that, and I dropped the ball on that.
Okay,
But he's taking pictures now, don't worry.
but former mayors, Rich, we've tried, and they don't want to give up their picture?
Well, he didn't want it?
Lisa may be able to tell you too. I think that some have been contacted and, we never got a picture, or,
He just didn't want to do it?
I know we're not holding any that aren't up
He
there.
refused?
Right. Oh, Lisa just said some refused.
Yes, they did.
Okay. I'm just wondering,
I want my seat moved. I don't want to
because
sit
we
next to Typhoid
we still
Mayor.
have, this is a great, if you go and look
Yeah.
at
Absolutely.
at the dates of when these guys were mayors,
And they're black and white.
and they're black and white, yeah, so
Well, we should continue black
it
and
should
white
be continued.
as black and white.
Right.
Agreed.
And if we need more room, just instead
Well,
of
you
putting
can
5
fit a
pictures
lot
in each panel, put 6. So we have,
That was very good.
we can move, okay? And anybody who wants to replace a mayor who refuses to put up there, just throw your name in a hat, we'll pick you out, and we'll throw you up there too.
Well, with that, or we could do a whole council. With that, most open.
So moved.
All in favor, you want to speak?
Yeah, I have to say something. Tom Connolly, 118 Ridge. I have to answer Councilman Lee. If the council so wants to put a light at Doty and 202, your engineer over there, John Yukovic.
Beautiful. Wow. Beautiful job.
John has to, what we need is a traffic count. First, you need to send a letter from the mayor and council to the county of Bergen that you're looking to propose a light to be put there. The most important thing to have is the traffic counts. You can request it from the county, as John Buchanan said, but the issue there is it might take a couple of months, 6 months, or 7 months, because there is a list. Many communities come, many municipalities come, and they want to have lights put. And it's first come, first served. So to get onto the list is you should send a letter immediately if that's the intention of the mayor and council.
So you'll get us up on the list a little higher.
I can't do that. We treat everyone the same. You treat everyone the same. But But again, just remember, when you design the intersection, the Borough of Oakland would pay for the design of the intersection. So you pay to design it. It's home rule. So you control your destiny. So you'll pay for the intersection. If you need easements, you procure the easements. Then once you design it, you send it to, it goes to the county, gets reviewed by Nancy Dargis, and then once it gets approved there, the county would build it, and the county would take over the lane. Most of the expense is paid for by the county, except if you're going to go down the right-of-way onto municipal streets such as Doty, there might be some charges incurred by the borough.
Thank you.
But that's how it works.
Thank you for the information.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Are you taking a picture?
No, you said council.
Anybody else?
November 6th.
Motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bills to be paid, Councilman?
Bills to be paid, $1,756,263.60. So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy?
Yes.
Councilman Net?
Yes.
Councilman Kamala?
Yes.
Councilman Levy?
Yes.
Councilman Cruz?
Yes.
Councilman Talamini?
Yes.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next meeting, November 13th. See you back here.
Anybody get sick, send a bill.
Like a mini box that they control, you know.
Yeah.